Hey guys, what's up? Rascal521 here to bring back another LEGO custom painted minifigure for you. And today, just in time for Halloween coming up pretty soon, we've got my custom LEGO The Evil Dead, or more specifically Ash vs. the Evil Dead, Ash Williams figure. And this is actually, like I said, this actually isn't based off of Ash's appearance in any of the movies. This is based off his appearance in the TV show. For those of you who don't know, Evil Dead is basically like, it was like the movie that kind of started the whole cabin in the woods horror genre, but it like evolved into like a comedy. You know, like it's like still a horror series, but it's kind of like a comedy series too. Like it's like dark humor, really a dark humor. Like a perfect example of that would be like you know, the first Evil Dead is like straight up horror. The Evil Dead 2 is like dark humor. And then, Army of Darkness, the third and final movie, is like almost straight up comedy with a few horror elements to it. And then the show Ash vs. Evil Dead is kind of like, it's kind of more similar. It like matches up the most with Evil Dead 2. It's like, dark humor. But this is a figure I just did a lot of talking, so I gotta catch my breath for a sec. But this figure, I made this one like last December, and I don't know why I was waiting on showing you, but I'm glad I didn't, because the last one looked pretty, not bad, because it's not super different from this one, but it just looked unfinished. So I knew I had to redo him or touch him up or something, and I did just that. And this figure showcase, I will say, was actually going to be uploaded on Halloween night, but I made a mock to go along with this figure, and I only want to do 2 videos on Halloween so I don't get too scatterbrained. So I figured I'd do the showcase tonight, and then I would show you guys the mock on Halloween. Just kind of separate them out rather than doing them both in one night. Spoiler alert, it's the cabin. I'm just gonna say right now, you guys will be seeing a mock of the Evil Dead cabin coming up pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, whoops. So starting off with this figure, like I said, he's based off of his appearance in the TV show. He's got his boomstick right here. Oh my god, I love Bruce Campbell. And then I just painted on some black onto it, just kind of certain elements of it to give it like a metal look. He's got some blood stains, some heavy blood stains on his legs right there, and then one on his torso. He's got some creases and whatnot in the buttons and pouches in his shirt. He's got his 2 ammo belts. He's got the black one that kind of serves as like it's kind of like the one where he holds his boomstick in. I'm just gonna refer to his rifle as his boomstick, because that's what he calls it. So you gotta deal with that. And then the brown one's like, I think, more of like an ammo belt. So on this arm, you can see we just got kind of like went all out with the blood stains on this guy. So the blood stains on this arm just kind of like going all down his sleeve, down to his hand, kind of dripping down right there. Once again, there's a little speck on his shoe, but I don't know if I can get that off. Anyway, but yeah, on his shoes, you can see he's got black shoes painted on. He's got a belt with a gold belt buckle. His face, I think, looks like Bruce Campbell pretty well. I added some age lines to it a little bit, just kind of make him look a little older. I added like a little laceration onto his face right there with some blood kind of dripping down. I don't know why I went all medical term with that. I should have just said I added a cut. I don't know why I said laceration. And then he's got kind of a blood coming down from his forehead right there. They're like always coated in blood in the show. This isn't based on any specific scene. This is just based on the general nature of the show, where they're like always covered in blood. So, and he's got some gray on his. I painted the gray. What's the word I'm looking for? Sideburns on his hair. We'll get to the chainsaw hand in a sec, because that's the best part of this figure. But yeah, you can see more of the detail in the torso. And then the back, I actually sculpted on the, you can see I sculpted on the holder for his boomstick. Like I said, I'm going to keep saying it. And then just some more creases, and then some more, the continuation of some of the straps. Not too exciting. Other than the sculpting, it's nothing really super exciting on the back there. And then, of course, his chainsaw arm. For those of you that don't know, in Evil Dead 2, spoiler alert, his girlfriend basically becomes possessed. She bites his hand, and his hand starts making him turn into a deadite, which is what they call the demons in these movies. And he basically has to chop off his own hand with a chainsaw, which he later on replaces with a chainsaw attachment to his arm that he uses to fight the deadites. So, I think this thing turned out really cool. I took like a brick arms chainsaw, and then I just sculpted like this. I just kind of sculpted the connector area of it a little bit, and then like the handle part. I kind of like, the handle was already on the chainsaw, but I like connected it like with the sculpt. So you see, I just kind of painted some like silver on it, like some little silver dots and whatnot. I painted the handle and like the safeguard black, and then I painted the whole rest of this thing just silver, and then I coated it in some blood, and then I even added like some touches of black to show like rust. And you can kind of see from this side. It wasn't meant to like kind of slope inwards. You can see like it sloped inwards. It wasn't supposed to do that, but it just, I guess, accidentally ended up being that way. But yeah, so that just looks really, I just love the look of that thing. I think it looks awesome. And to put you into some perspective, you know how I said my last Ash was pretty bad? Well, I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't that great. Here's my last chainsaw arm that I made back in like December when I like first started using green stuff. So this one, it's not bad. Maybe I'll hold it from like this angle. Yeah, it's not bad, but it's not that great either. It's way too oversized. You can see, like I said, it's really hard to hold it. Like, size comparison, it's way too big. I don't know what the heck these lines are. That just looks horrible. But what I think I'm actually gonna do, I was just waiting to show you guys it in this video so you can laugh at how bad it was. But now that I've shown you, what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm just gonna peel the sculpt off and then just use the chainsaw with the paint on it, because I like the paint job I did on the chainsaw part. I'll probably just use that for a custom figure, and then just kind of, you know, throw away the green stuff, because the nice thing about green stuff is it just kind of peels off. It doesn't like damage the whatever you sculpted it on. It just kind of, you know, peels right off of the figure. If you can find a weak point in it, I guess that is. And then one last thing that I sculpted for him, or sculpted, I actually just painted this. It took me like, you know, 10 minutes maybe. But I made the Necronomicon. I had to make the Necronomicon for an Ash figure. And as you can see, it's kind of like, you know, for those of you that don't know, it's the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. It's the book that brings all these demons to life. It's like bound in human flesh. So I just kind of put a bunch of like creases on it to show like, you know, to show kind of like, you know, crease like human skin. I know, gross. And just kind of the nose holes and the eyes, and then like the open mouth. And it looks, I think it looks pretty close to how it did in the movie. And yeah, I like it. Like I said, it only took me like 10 minutes maybe, and I didn't paint the back at all, just the front part. So anyway, hope you guys like it. Look forward to the Ash vs. Evil Dead cabin mock on Halloween night, and I also have another mock coming out for you that night too, which I'm pretty excited for as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think, and I will see you later. Groovy.